law enforcement quickly zeroed in on James Scott. The Quincy, Illinois native was a tailor-made target, incarcerated 6 times by the age of 23. After 2 trials and 2 guilty verdicts, the question remains, did Scott really cause a destructive levee break, or was he an easy scapegoat? Here's 5 on your side's Art Holiday.
I can't prove to you I didn't break that levee, and they can't prove I did, because I didn't. My cancer's been in remission for almost 6 years now.
Cancer survivor and convicted levee breaker James Scott has been in prison for 25 years.
I've lost so much as a result of this case. I've lost so much. Half my life in prison.
When the rain refused to stop in '93, levees upriver of Quincy, Illinois were failing. Take me back to the night of the levee breach. Why were you there?
I was there volunteering like others were. It was my 4th or 5th day working there.
Moments after the West Quincy levee broke, 2 barges came through, one of them crashing into a gas station which exploded into flames.
I seen some seepage, and I also seen like some sand boils at like the bottom and the top. I threw sandbags on top.
During a live interview with WGEM reporter Michelle McCormick, Scott said he moved several sandbags the day of the breach because water was coming through a gap in the levee.
I didn't cause the levee to fail. Did my actions cause it to fail? I don't believe it did. And if it did, that wasn't my intention.
You've heard James Scott say that he's not guilty of the levee breach, and there are other people who feel the same way, including a former Time magazine reporter who wrote a book about Scott's case.
All the evidence is out there now for anyone to look at, and what they'll find is that there is no evidence. It was a case built on circumstance.
Reporter Adam Pitluck researched James Scott's case for a decade, eventually writing the book Damned to Eternity, the story of the man who they say caused the flood. Pitluck's book concludes there should have been more than reasonable doubt in Scott's legal fight, despite guilty verdicts in 2 criminal trials.
For there only to be one person ever arrested, charged, tried, convicted, and sentenced of intentionally causing a catastrophe, and then given a life sentence for it when there was nothing but property damage, I absolutely, that's A, excessive, and B, I think he was a scapegoat.
I believe that I was railroaded. I believe it was a witch hunt from day one.
Scott had been incarcerated 6 times by the age of 23.
It's because of my past. As a kid, teenage years, doing dumb stuff, and the cops knew me from a young age.
So, on the night of the levee break, when Scott was interviewed live on TV, it caught the attention of Quincy detective Neil Baker, who was already very familiar with the Scott brothers, especially James. Pitluck believes there was a financial motive for charging Scott with causing a catastrophe, helping flooded-out farmers.
Farmers in Missouri that lost their land did not have federal flood insurance, so an act of God was not covered, but an act of vandalism was.
Scott's first parole hearing is in 2023, but he's not optimistic. He believes he'll die in prison.
My freedom means more to me than anything else.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kansas City.